Hey, you're watching Half Asian Tarot Queen, and I'm Elisa. Just a reminder, we're getting close to the end of the month. The giveaway for September is the Golden Art Nouveau. I'm going to be featuring this deck later on in the reading. If you want to enter the giveaway, it's in the September monthly reading, which I'll link here. It's also on the main page of the channel. But I'm going to start with the Mystical Shaman Oracle. I've been doing a lot more readings this month because, well, especially in the last week, because there's just been a lot of energy coming through. It's just like there's like this big shift happening, and there's just been like a lot of energy. So I'm just like, well, might as well do a reading. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so that's what's up with all the extra readings. It's pretty, oh my gosh, okay. Alright, I got extra cards. I'm just gonna take them all. Oh my gosh, okay. This is like really like full circle what kind of is coming through here. Wow, okay. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck we have flow. And so I feel like this came through in a reading kind of towards the beginning of the month, but it was all talking about, you know, just like this harsh truth that was kind of revealing sort of a change that was needed, and like it was removing some like obstructions that were based on maybe like a false perception of reality, and then allowing this person to go step into this flow state, you know, of abundance, which is really cool. And like I feel like these overall cards kind of speak to that too. So we got completion, we got magic, we got thunder, we got the arrow, and we got luminous warrior. So this is really like a story of overcoming. I mean, yeah, like I feel like I brought up the story of David and Goliath the other day, but like that's kind of what I'm thinking of from this assortment. But so this speaks to the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle, and just kind of stepping through from one stage of life to the next, you know. But this speaks to synchronicities and like meaningful coincidences, like all around, you know, like there's support from the spiritual realm, like all around. She's got sparkle fairy dust all around her, you know. So it's just like whoever this is that's walking through this is there's just like a lot of coincidences around that are like supporting a good outcome, you know. And then we have thunder, which this just came up in a reading a couple days ago, which I'll link here, and it's just like a profound wake-up call, you know, like there's something outside of your perception that you're being confronted with and like forced to sort of like bring into your consciousness, and like it's like immediate, like there's no more like walking on eggshells or like avoiding, like it's like the pink elephant, like it's happening. You know what I mean? And then we have the arrow. So this is a card of like your arrow hitting the mark, but it kind of speaks to someone who's like in alignment with the higher good of the universe, or with God's intentions. Or, you know, when you are in alignment, it's like you release your arrow and it's going to hit its intended mark because you're in alignment. So you have the support of God or the universe or around you. And so if your intention is good and it's in alignment with that, then your arrow is going to hit the mark, and it's going to be like a good change. Like if you've kind of built a foundation based on lies or oppressing other people, or just a reality that's just not, it's just based on ego or not in alignment with the highest good of everyone, then it might crumble, you know, like that can happen too. But it looks like this, in this situation, that's not what's happening, because the last card is the Luminous Warrior. And this came out in a reading kind of recently too, which I might link. But this is someone who's completely in a state of flow. They've kind of dealt with and healed all of their obstructions to whatever their energy is, their emotion, and they have no enemies in the world. Everything they do is in alignment. So it's just like all of their intentions like manifest, you know. They've just stepped into their power, you know. But it's like you don't need to like step on other people to get your way, because your way is just in alignment with the way, you know. This is a really beautiful reading. Like, it's a reading of like someone really coming into empowerment, but like someone who like deserves it, you know. Like, it's like you're always happy to see people be successful when they deserve it, you know. And that's kind of what this speaks to. This reading speaks to that. So I'm going to pull 3 cards from, I'm going to the Muse Tarot to get some overall energies for this reading. If you're new to this channel, you know, the readings aren't arranged according to, they're not arranged according to date or zodiac sign, but they're arranged according to storyline. So I will link, you know, related readings in this area up here. But I also have them arranged in storylines or playlists with related themes. So a lot of those are listed down below. If you want to browse the channel that way. Oh my gosh, dramatic. Okay, wow. Alright. Alright, so at the bottom we have the Queen of Inspiration. So this is a queen who is like in her power, and it's beautiful because it's like we have all these threads, you know, and there's one coming from her third eye, so it's just like all of her chakras are kind of like in alignment, and she's in her power and able to manifest her intentions in the world, you know, which is kind of like what the Luminous Warrior does, you know. So that's kind of beautiful. So that's at the bottom. So this, you know, this is definitely a reading about someone who's like becoming empowered, you know. Then we have the Muse of Materials, which is like the King of Pentacles in the traditional deck, but this deck is like all women. And so the Muse of Materials, it's just like, I love how in this reading, it's like this person is crossing this bridge, and there's like this Hollywood ending at the other side, you know, where you walk off into the sunset. And what's also interesting, I think, is there's been this thread on the channel for a really long time called Phoenix, and it's all about this King of Pentacles who's been needing to learn this spiritual lesson. And this King of Pentacles, ultimately, like, in the energetic realm, this has been kind of like been sort of prophesized on the channel for a while, where he like learns a spiritual lesson, where he has to like sort of defend this truth, and then he ascends, and it's the beginning of this dynasty, which it turns into the Dynasty Thread, because he steps into his power and becomes the emperor, you know. So it's like we have this person like walking towards their Hollywood ending, you know. And then we have the Page of Voices, which this was in yesterday's reading, I believe. Either yesterday or the day before. But this is like it's kind of like a reality check, you know. It's like reconciling, you know. There's this nerd girl with these glasses, and she's all oppressed, but like hidden in her field are all these wild women who are like trapped and like trying to get out, you know. And so this card kind of speaks to that dissonance, but also speaks to like whatever that truth is, like kind of coming to light, you know. So like her sort of being confronted with these aspects of herself. And then we have the Wheel, which speaks to like a profound change. So like maybe like this dissonance is like gonna have to be reconciled, you know? So, okay, I'm going to the Golden Art Nouveau to pick some more cards. Okay, so yeah, I'm Golden Art Nouveau again. This is the deck that's the featured deck for this month, so just a reminder. But at the bottom we have the Two of Cups, which this is really beautiful, and this has been coming through in a lot of readings this month, I feel like. If I can find one, I'll link it, but yeah, so then we got the Knight of Cups, you know, Prince Charming coming in with an offer. We got the Six of Wands, you know, this is a card of victory over consequences, like someone who goes off to fight the dragons and comes home to this ticker tape parade. And we have Justice. So it's like, I mean, the readings leading up to this have been speaking of like profound drama and like a shakeup and like, you know, big shift. And this kind of speaks to, you know, justice being served, you know, like overturning oppressive situations that are unjust, allowing this free flow of love to come in, and victory over consequence. I mean, over, what's the word? Well, you know, victory over whatever, unjust situations. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, which speaks to like a tangible new beginning, you know, like I think it's like you have these obstructions and like you have in your energetic realm like what you want and what you're trying to manifest, but this speaks to like this whatever fantasy is actually coming online in the real world. And then we have the Queen of Wands again. So this is this empowered queen who's just like manifesting her desire, you know. So she's channeled her emotions in this effective way to like bloom, you know. So it's like this kind of almost like suggests that this luminous warrior in this reading is a woman maybe, or female energy. And then we have the Five of Pentacles, which this is a card of lack or feeling of unworthiness, or feeling like you don't have enough or you're not enough. And this is like right on top of this Justice card. So this is an energy that will attract a toxic situation. And it's interesting because, like, you know, this has come up a lot in recently as this energy like needing to be healed, you know, like having to like heal that and have love for self, you know, in order to overcome whatever circumstances. Like that's what's gonna sort of like right the situations, you know, that's what's gonna bring in justice and turn the situation towards just, you know, a just outcome. And then, you know, towards this. Okay, so yeah, there's been a whole lot of drama that's been coming through in the readings, and you know, they've kind of suggested that we're moving towards like actually a really good circumstance, but like having to really work through some really difficult, tumultuous emotions to get there, you know. And so this kind of speaks to, you know, the light at the end of the tunnel. Like you can see it, you know, it's there, like the potential is there, like it's all over this reading, like almost every card in here is good, but I'm just gonna pull some more cards from the Muse just for guidance on how we're gonna move through this moment. So we got the Eight of Inspiration, which just came through, I think, in yesterday's or the day before's reading, and this is a message coming in, you know, like this is change that's happening. And we got the High Priestess, we got the Nine of Voices, and we got the Two of Voices. So, I mean, I think this kind of speaks to like, you know, the actual process of what's having to be like transformed in order to get to this beautiful outcome that we're seeing here, because we have the Two of Voices, which is a card of dissonance, and it's a card of blockage, you know, and a your energy not being in this state of flow. And we have the Nine of Voices, which is a card of fear and anxiety and just like kind of being overwhelmed. So, you know, these are both not super positive cards, but like, I think the message with all of this is like, don't lose sight of the potential, because we have the Priestess here. And so the whole thing is she's empowered. Like, she is able to take this energy and transform it into this beautiful outcome, you know, like, because when you can heal wounds and transform that energy, like, that's basically the source of all creation. Like, you know, like, there's power in transforming a negative circumstance, you know. So that potentiality is like all over this reading, so don't lose sight of that, because you're still going to have to work through this, you know. But like, I think the whole point of this reading is the perspective of knowing that it's all energy, and like, by knowing, you know, how to channel that energy is how you're going to transform this situation into this beautiful outcome, you know. There's potential, as however unpleasant this is, it might seem in this moment, like, if you can have the right perspective, it's actually like there's a lot of potential, because this is energy that like is coming to you and to be transformed, you know. And if you can learn the lesson that is meant, you know, with that energy, you know, there's power that comes with that too, you know. So it's like, actually, it all is based on how you can see it, you know. So don't lose sight of this beautiful outcome, because it's here and it's all over this reading. Okay, I'm going to Starseed Oracle to pick a final card. Hopefully there's some encouragement, because yeah, there's definitely really, really, it's difficult energy to move through, and it's really, really intense energy, you know. But like, that also is the potential for something intensely good, you know, if you can move through it effectively. So remember that, and I'm going to leave you with a couple messages from Starseed. Okay, there we go. All right. So we got big picture thinking, Pleiades, energy, visionary, inspired ideas. You know, I mean, I think the most inspired ideas come from, like, oftentimes the most creative and the most innovative and the best ideas come from and are inspired by difficulty, you know. So that's the gift of difficult circumstances. And then we have your life is a canvas, artist, manifestation, creative accountability. So remember, you have the power to transform this into something beautiful that the world has never seen before. And it looks like, according to this reading, that's what's going to happen. So good luck, and oh, don't forget to check out my links down below. You want to find out more about the ketones that I've been taking. It's like for profound wellness benefit. I've talked about it in other readings, and there's some links with information about that below, for just like helping to facilitate like transformation at like a cellular level. Okay, I'll check back soon. Have a good day.